Hello Simmers, welcome to my channel Simsational Builds. My name is Deb and thanks for joining me today for a bit of a tutorial how-to all about custom content for The Sims 4, what it is, CC versus mods, Maxis Match versus Alpha, and how to install on both PC and on Mac. Now also keep an eye out for my next video where I'll feature all my favorite build and buy custom content and the best mods for builders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the little bell so you don't miss out. So just to start off, quite simply, what is custom content? So known generally as CC, that is any item or thing that you can put in your game, such as objects, clothing, hair, wallpapers, etc. that can be downloaded from the internet and put into your game that is not made by EA or Maxis. So most often CC is free, and because of this, it is one of my favorite types of online shopping. There are two main types or styles of CC. Maxis Match and Alpha. Maxis Match items are designed to blend in with the game's existing sort of cartoonish style and appear as if it could have been made by the creators themselves. Alpha, on the other hand, is designed to look as realistic as possible. So you've got realistic textures and colors, etc., and it's really noticeable in things like hair and skin tones, as well as fabrics and wood tones when you get into your build and buy. Some talented creators have merged those two styles together really well, and although most players do have a preferred style of either Maxis Match or Alpha, there's nothing wrong or nothing stopping you from using both, and that's actually what I do in actual fact. Also available for download are mods. Now, mods are actual modifications to the game itself. It might be to enhance an existing feature in the game or to introduce all new features. So this would be things like giving your Sims a period cycle or making you able to control the weather within the game or stopping Sims from washing dishes in the bathroom, for example. So that's the main difference. CC or custom content are items or actual things within the game, while mods are there to actually change a feature of the game itself. Both CC and mods are available for download from a huge variety of places, and although a large number are on, for example, Patreon, Tumblr, and their own websites, if you are a newbie, websites such as thesimsresource.com or modthesims.info are a really good place to start, as they have an amalgamation of a huge amount of creators that have all put their items or all their downloads in one place for you to browse through. So now that you know a little bit about what you're looking for and might have even fallen into the proverbial rabbit hole of CC shopping, how do we actually go about installing it and putting it into your game? So before you start downloading, there are three things that I suggest for you to do first. Number one, make sure that your game is updated. Most CC and particularly mods are updated to continue functioning properly with the latest patches. So because they're made to utilize the latest patch features, sometimes if you have an older version of the game, they won't work correctly or they might even corrupt your game. Number two, make sure to enable custom content and mods, as well as enable script mods if you're downloading mods that for actual mods rather than CC within the game. So to do that, just go into the game options, which is on the menu on the left. Go down to the bottom, you'll see other, and tick those two boxes. Enable script mods and enable custom content. Then apply changes and restart the game for this to take effect. Now, last thing, or number three, and this is for PC in particular, you will most likely need to download an extraction tool. Most of the things that you download might come in a compressed or zip folder, and you'll need to extract it before actually installing it within your game. So there's hundreds of different programs out there for you to use. WinRAR, is a really recommended one, but that one only has a trial period before you have to pay for it, but any will do. Mac users have it really easy. All you need to do is double click on the zipped folder and you'll unzip it automatically. So nice and easy for you guys. After this, the process for both PC and Mac are almost identical, so I'll just go through it generally for you. Here I want to download the Living Room package, which is from this new website, House of Harlex, which is a collaboration between the creators Harry, and Felixandre. They've created their own packs, essentially, their own stuff packs. So this living room is a 60-piece collection, and if you see here on my website, it has two options: download merged or download unmerged. So all that means is that the merged is a folder that has every single item, or if you only want to pick and choose which items you want, you can go through the unmerged. So I'm just going to hit download merged here. Now, depending on your computer setup, sometimes it'll just automatically go into your downloads folder. For me, I can choose where to download it. Now, I just like to put it on my desktop whenever I'm downloading things, even if I'm downloading a huge amount of items at once, because it allows me to go through them all individually before I put them into the correct folders. So you can stick it straight into your desktop, or you can create a new folder and save it in there. Once it's all finished, you can go back to your desktop, go back into your folder, and you've got it here. Now, luckily for me, this is a package folder rather than a zipped folder. If it was zipped, you would just need to, if it's PC, like I say, right click it and open with either your WinRAR, which is a stack of books, or whatever program that you're using, and all the folders will come out, all the individual items will come underneath it. This here is one package. It's called, as you can see, it ends with the .package file. So that, as it is, can go straight into my game. There are a couple of different types of files that can be downloaded when you are downloading CC or mods. If they end in .package or .ts4 script, both of those files go into your mods folder. Now, that is, if you go into Documents, Electronic Arts, The Sims 4, there should be a folder here called mods. It's not usually there automatically. If it's not, you can add it as long as you spell it and write it exactly as it is here. Now, as you can see, I've got rather a large amount of mods already in here. And again, if it is a .package or .ts4 script file, all you need to do is cut and paste it in there. And as you can see, it's right there down the bottom. Now, if, however, you are downloading a house, for example, or a lot, that will end in different types of files. So those will actually be .bpi, .blueprint, or .tray item. Now, those do not go in the mods folder. These, in actual fact, go in your tray folder. Within your tray, these are all essentially any lots that you've saved, any lots that you've downloaded from the gallery, anything like that, they will actually all be in here. So as you can see, they end in .blueprint, .room, etc. So anything that ends in those three files go in this folder itself. Now, when you're downloading your mods, within your mods folder, as you can see, there can be a huge amount of things when you go a little bit download crazy. It is possible to organize this folder, however, you do have to be careful how you go about it. When you're organizing this folder, you do have to make sure to put items only one folder deep. What that means is that, for example, if you're downloading both CC and mods, you can create a CC folder and a mods folder and put them into their respective places. But however, when you go into that CC folder, you then can't add extra folders in there, such as clothes, hair, makeup, etc. Because when you start going too deep down into those folders, the game won't be able to recognize those individual files anymore. If you have downloaded a house or a lot and as you say, you've opened up your folder by extracting it, you've gone through the individual items within that folder. As you say, we put the blueprint, etc. folders in the tray. If there is custom content within that build, those items will still end in the .package files. Those still have to go into your mods folder. So if you're downloading that's probably the most complicated thing you'll do if you'll download a lot that has custom content. You'll need to open up the file, go through it all, and put all those individual files into their correct places. Usually, if you're downloading just items or whatever, you don't even need to think about it too hard. As long as they're extracted, you can just chuck them straight into your mods folder, and it's done and dusted, and they should work really straightforward in your game. It's also worth noting to make sure to read the descriptions of the CC or mods that you're downloading really carefully. sometimes you might come across something that is just a recolor of another creator's work. So what that means is that you'll need to actually download the original mesh or the original blueprint, if you will, of that item for it to actually show up within your game. If you only are downloading the recolor, and often they will actually state recolor in the description, if you don't download the mesh as well, it won't actually show up within your game. So just make sure you read it all properly. The descriptions will tell you everything that you need to know. Once all your items are downloaded and installed correctly, they should show up in their correlating categories. Again, reading descriptions of the items, sometimes they're in a random spot. If you're downloading some 3D eyelashes, for example, sometimes show up in the glasses category, things like that. Usually the description should tell you where they'll show up. Lots will be in your library. So if you go into the gallery icon and then you go to my library, they should show up there. If they have custom content, as we say, you'll need to enable, you need to go on the menu to your left, there'll be a little box to enable custom content, or to view custom items with custom content, and by clicking that, it should show up as well. Now that's basically it. Now if you are experiencing any issues, I will put a list of troubleshooting options in the description below, but please keep in mind that I will not be able to help with any specific downloading issues. If you've gone through everything correctly, it's best to contact the mod creator directly. Keep in mind also that when downloading and installing custom content and mods, it's all done at your own risk. Hopefully it will never happen to you, but there is always a risk of running into broken or corrupt CC or mods. If you have any issues with your game, such as freezing, crashing, getting a last exception pop up, anything like that, it is quite likely that you've downloaded something that is corrupt. Now there's a whole list of ways that you can go through that as well, and again I will put down a link for you below in the description below that will give you details on how to work out what's causing your issue and how to fix it in your game. It's always good also to create a backup of your game before downloading mods, especially when you're first starting, just in case you do run into any issues. But these days, as long as you're downloading up-to-date custom content and mods, if you're not going and downloading things that are too old, you shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. So thanks very much everyone. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. I hope it's helped you out a little bit. As I mentioned before, I will be releasing a video next that will show my top custom content and mods for builders. So please keep an eye out for that one. If you have liked this video, I'd love for you to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you all here again next time. Thanks so much everyone, and bye for now.